or illegal activities. Okay, so here's the typical money laundering scheme. The placement, the collection of dirty money. So this is the dirty money, okay? A money that is a proceed of illegal activities. Dirty money integrates into the financial system like the bank, and then layering payment by company Y of false invoice to company X, transfer on bank account of company X, a wire transfer sa bank, which is an offshore bank, and loan to company Y. Okay. Integration, purchase of luxury assets, financial assets, commercial, industrial investment. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay. To make it simple, nakakay dirty money. Imong i-deposit sa bangko. And then here's company Y nga naapoy laing involved nga company unya maghimo siya iyahang company. So iyahang ipaloan, ipautang. And then ang utang, ang bayad sa iyang utang iyahang ipabutang sa bank, and then himuon og legitimate business. Maghimo ba sila building? Well, that's what I mentioned. Maghimo sila og beach resort nga nice nga state of the art beach resort. Maghimo sila building nga dagko kaayo, hotels, condo units. They can even create businesses, no, building para business, and then or luxury assets, any kind of assets that is valuable, and then it make it appear na legitimate gikan sa legitimate uh, tuan kanang source ang imuhang dirty money. Okay, so that's simple. Money laundering methods: mix dirty money with legitimate funds, use dirty money for legitimate purposes, invest dirty money, legitimate business. Okay? So we know that historically, this has been the technique of the mafias and the cartels. Okay. Money laundering originated in the 1920s when the American mafia owned laundromats, which were cash businesses. Criminals then used these laundromats to hide illegal proceeds by investing said money in the laundromats business or mixing illicit funds with clean money. So that is why ang word nga money laundering is from this 1920s event in the America. And they owned laundromats, which were cash businesses, no? So diha nakuha ang term na laundering. And basically it means a proceed of money from illegal activity and then making it appear legitimate. And in the Philippines, we have the Anti-Money Laundering Act, Republic Act 9160. Okay, this law has been enforced or implemented since 2001, and later on amended by RA 9194, RA 10167, and 10365, making it redefined ang mga terms and wider ang scopes. So under this law, money laundering is a crime whereby the proceeds of an unlawful activity are transacted, thereby making them appear to have originated from legitimate sources. Okay, so it's the same meaning on the original when we study historical background of money laundering, no? And money laundering is committed as follows. Kung ikaw mismo nag-transact, ikaw mo ay nag-facilitate the commission of money laundering as defined in number 1, this one, by knowingly performing or failing to perform an act, and you fail to disclose and file a report to the AMLAC. AMLAC is the Anti-Money Laundering Council of any instrument or transaction report as required under the law. Okay. And we have trafficking in persons. Okay. Nasa tay balaod ana, it's RA 9208. And trafficking means recruiting, transporting, transferring, harboring, providing, or receiving a person by any means, including those done under the pretext of domestic or overseas employment. So human trafficking class could be diri ra sa Philippines na hitabo, could be outside. No, as long as na ay recruiting, transporting by any means no of person. Unsay purpose niya class? Prostitution, pornography, sexual exploitation, forced labor, slavery, involuntary servitude, or debt bondage. Okay. Another, introducing or matching for money, profit, or material economic by any person to any Filipino woman to a foreign national. Okay, kanang matchmaking niya ang purpose ra di ay is prostitution, pornography, sexual exploitation, and so on. Offering or contracting marriage, real or simulated nga marriage ceremony. Again, what's the purpose? Prostitution, pornography, sexual exploitation, and the list goes on and on. Okay. And then whoever promotes the act, no, the trafficking in person is also liable. Panalitan, you are the owner of a building, house, or establishment. Kaibaw ka nga nagpaabang ka, onya ang purpose is trafficking in person. Okay? Or ikay nag-produce, print, and issue, distributed, and issued tamper or fake counseling certificates, registration stickers, and then ang purpose ra gihapon is to promote trafficking in person. Or ikay nag-advertise, publish, print, broadcast, or distribute. The purpose promotes trafficking in person. Okay. So, when we say qualified trafficking in persons class, himo na siyang qualified trafficking in person na ay word not qualified before the word trafficking. This is actually a special complex crime wherein the penalty is higher than that ordinary trafficking in person. Kay nganong higher man, kay mas lala ang iyahang act. Okay, for example, number 1, kung imong gi-traffic is a child, no? Or nag apil ka ng adoption, imuhang gi-adapt kay tungod ang imong purpose kay himuon nimo siyang prostitute sa laing lugar. Or sindikato, no? Or in a large scale. Kung mayon gaytag syndicate, tulo or more ang nag-recruit nimo. Large scale, but pasabot ang imong gipang recruit 3 or more persons. Or ang offender mismo is your ascendant, no, parent, sibling, guardian, or a person who exercises authority, no, over the traffic person. Or when the offense is committed by a public officer or employee. So dako gyud ang ilahang penalty. When the traffic person is recruited to engage in prostitution with any member of the military or law enforcement. Okay. Military or police, nag-recruit siya kaya ang purpose is i-traffic ra niya ang person for sexual exploitation. So, taas yun ang penalty. When the offender is a member of the military or law enforcement agencies, and then by reason or on occasion of the act of trafficking in persons, si offended party namatay, nabuang, or nagsuffer siya og mutilation, meaning natangtang baron ang iyahang kamot, tiil, or in occasion sa iyahang pag-traffic, naka-acquire siya o ganang HIV or AIDS. So, that makes the traffic nagay ka niya na nasakit pa kag AIDS. That's the worst part. Okay. And we have cybercrime. Cybercrime. Any question before we proceed?
No, miss.
Class?
Wala ra, miss.
All right, types of cybercrime. We have cyber theft, cyber vandalism, and cyber terrorism. So unsa man ni ang cybercrime? It is the commission of a criminal act using the instruments of modern technology such as computers and the internet. Okay. We have cyber theft, vandalism, or terrorism. And we have a law in the Philippines, RA 10175. Okay. What is cyber theft? It's the use of cyberspace to either distribute illegal goods or services, or to defraud people for quick profits. Example, illegal copyright infringement, identity theft, internet securities fraud, and wars. Ang cyber vandalism, the use of cyberspace for revenge. Example, website defacement, no, butangan og worms, or cyber stalking, or cyberbullying. Cyber terrorism, of course, this is an activity that is wherein terrorism, no, na ay terrorist act, no, nga involved. And then, okay, punishable acts. Unsa may mga punishable acts under our law nga RA 10175. Number one is that offenses against the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of computer data systems, such as illegal access, illegal interception, data interference, system interference, misuse devices, and cyber squatting. So take note, offenses against the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of computer data system. Okay. Next, computer-related offenses. So na fraud, identity theft, forgery. And then content-related offenses such as cyber sex, child pornography, unsolicited commercial communications. Kani siya class unsolicited commercial communications, and libel is considered unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. So wala na kana bang mag-open ka og website niya nalay mo kalit nga kanang mura ba og advertisement even in YouTube, no? Maglagot ka kay sa una usara ka kuan pahinomdom karon duha na dugayan tulo na niya annoying kay or kanang only using data, and then it will take time like 5 seconds for you to click skip ad. So mo na siya ang gitawag nga unsolicited commercial communications. Now, the Supreme Court had already ruled nga dili ni siya illegal, kay dili ni siya cybercrime. Kay kung mag-commercial man good sa any form of social media platform or even in websites, normal raman gyud nga maligya ka naa pa man naa kay choice whether to accept sa namaligya nimo or dili. So and also libel. Cyber libel actually is declared unconstitutional kay naa naman tay libel sa revised penal code. It's just ang mode lang of creating the crime is happening in the cyberspace. So it's the same thing. So kana man pagkaawawan ka in Facebook, mo kaya jud ka kanang libel under the revised penal code. Okay? Kaning uban class ako ra ning giskip because mabasa ra gid siya ninyo nga mga makuan ra masabtan ra ninyo when you read it. Okay. So sa may effect sa transnational crime to police service, no? Nahog nga ato ang mga kapulisan kanang dili ready ani nga klase nga crime. Kay it's transnational crime, meaning this crime can be committed everywhere. If it happened in here, happening in other countries, how do we investigate? How do we file cases against those people? So kinahanglan ta og international cooperation. Definitely maghimo ta og kanang mga extradition treaty, no? Para mga fugitives nato nga nakasala diri sa Philippines manglayas og laing country, dapat natay mga extradition treaties sa other countries. Ang problema kung wala tay extradition treaty, okay, mo na siya kanang pamilion sa mga kriminal. Mamili silang country nga molaya sila nga walay existing extradition treaty ang Philippines. And so on and so forth, no, vice versa. And another, dili pa ta fully equipped. No, we don't have that. We're not yet that ready and capable of tracking transnational crimes. And the policing system that we had, the existing policing system that we had, is no longer applicable. For example, if it's a cybercrime, yeah, naalagi tayo cybercrime unit or group in the Philippines, but they are not yet sophisticated. No, nya gamay pa jud kay ni sila nga group. Mura og 0.001 pa sila nga portion sa ato ang PNP. Dapat na agad try mag-create gud ang Philippines og separate group attached sa Philippine National Police nga dakuon gid siya og kanang create dili ang angon nga create na kag unit gagmay kay ng mga units unya di pa jud sophisticated og mga gamit. And then the fight against transnational crime, class this a problem day ha o, nga true to all countries. The whole country in the world are not ready for this, yet it is going on. It is been committed on and on and on. Unya dili lang kita ang naay problema to fight these transnational crimes. All countries in the world have this problem. Unya pagyud right now the world seems to have fighting two sides, no? Yeah, problema kay na ninyo kay problema kay na sa atong mga law enforcers kay kanang mga international sad nga law enforcers like Interpol, Asianapol, Europol, no, they're also politically kanang affected with this war, with this going on in the kanang economy of each country, no. So affected siya dili ang the only reason nga masugpo ning transnational crime class is cooperation good of each country. But right now we cannot see that because countries are fighting with each other, no? In the west, in the neighboring countries of our country, in the northern part, no, they are fighting with each other. In the Middle East, they are fighting with each other. So dapat kuno, the key struggle against transnational crime is dynamic cooperation based upon mutual trust, common perception of the threat, the realization that crime must be influenced beyond national borders. We need to recognize that transnational crime is a borderless crime. Understanding the limitations of domestic intervention and unilateral action, and signaled attention to work with other interested nations in the interest of protecting national integrity and sovereignty. And there is also UN Convention Against Transnational Crime. This is just a convention, an agreement about transnational crime. Pero wala sila mura og kanang naghimo lang sila og convention, protocols. But the question now is it enforcing? Is it been in action? No, as as far as we are concerned here in the Philippines, uh, it's still our problem. Kanang human trafficking, wagi problema gid kayo nato na. Recently, we have cooperation made with the Australian government sa pornography, not child pornography. and then the Australian government are dealing with the Philippine government to make cooperation to fight this unending battle of pornographic materials. Kasagaran sa child pornography class ang mga customer kay mga pedophile. Kay ba mo sa pedophile?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Kamura pa, hilig ra mo post-post sa Facebook. Post-post mo nga nag almost naked na inyong mga bodies. Yeah. Here comes cybercrime identity theft. Pangkuhaon na inyong pictures, no? And then ibaligya sa laing country. Wa ta kay baw. They can actually stole some of your pictures. So be careful kung sa inyong i-post sa social media. Ambot lang ang uban gyud na gyud if they're fan of I don't know sunod sa mga artista ba nga kanang magpa-picture nga na bikini niya ang Pinoy biya kay kanang kung unsay uso sunod sad. So be careful of giving your photos in the social media kay it's seen in the public and criminally, no? You are vulnerable to identity theft, to attack, to kanang mavirusan, mahack ang inyong mga accounts. Kanang mga hacked accounts gamiton na siya to perpetrate our crime in scamming, no? Gamit kay na siya in scamming. Gamitan ninyo ang mga pictures, blackmailing. Okay. So, kasagaran ra bang ma biktima aning mga scam kanang blackmail kay mga batan-on pareha ninyo because you are not yet educated in the cyberspace, no? Dili kay mo pa kanang well informed of what would a criminal mind would do to all your pictures. So, lang na siya, pahimangno lang na ninyo mga batanon. Okay, so we're done. It's already 4:30. We will have our attendance. Please turn on all your cameras. By the way, speaking of mag-post-post sa social media, no?